From the Opelco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is a Thunder Update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Anthony Slater. We're brought to you by Bob Moore Ford. Anthony, let's obviously talk about the Thunder struggles. I mean, you can't really get around it any other way. Right now, this team is struggling. I think it's easy to boil it down and say it's Russell Westbrook's absence, but what do you look at as contributing factors to this?
Well, I mean, it starts with the offense, and I mean, that does start with Russell Westbrook. Everything right now is going to start with, the caveat of when he comes back. They're 5-5 since he's out. I mean, they've been held under 90 points 4 times this year. All of them are without Westbrook. 3 of them are in their last 3 road games, which, they've lost 3 road games, pretty badly. They lost in Memphis last night, couldn't score late. So, I mean, that's the biggest issues. But you'd still like to see them, find ways to win games. I mean, a lot of guys are struggling right now. I mean, specifically Reggie Jackson kind of in that filler role, and that's kind of leaking out towards the bench. And then everyone's kind of in roles they're not used to, and I mean, they're just kind of struggling overall right now.
You mentioned Reggie Jackson, and our man Darnell Mayberry is going to be chronicling Reggie Jackson and some of his struggles a little more directly coming up here in the coming days. But you mentioned offense, but he's having some struggles defensively as well.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Williams came in here and lit him up. Damian Lillard lit him up. And then, so last night they go and they put Tabo on Mike Conley to start, to kind of ease that, because it's kind of just been seeping into his offense a little bit too. And then, so they put him on Courtney Lee, who's a worse offensive guy. And then Courtney Lee has a career day. I think he had 22 points, season high. So, I mean, it's seeping defensively. He's struggling. Offensively, he's struggling. You can tell mentally he's struggling a little bit too right now. He's kind of lost. The starting roles seems to be a little too much for him. I mean, I think Russell Westbrook's coming back may help Reggie Jackson more than anyone. When we thought Russell Westbrook leaving may help him more than anyone. So it's been a struggle for him lately.
Well, we talk about the struggles that these guys are having. It sounds like they may be trying to bring in a little reinforcement. Royal Abbey, a possible 10-day contract?
Sounds like they're going to sign him to a 10-day. Nothing official, at least at the point we're talking right now, maybe by the time you're listening. But, I mean, it's a 10-day. I mean, it sounds like a minor stopgap, a guy they know who's been here, a couple times, just kind of in Russell Westbrook's absence. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to come in and play 30 minutes. He's just kind of some reinforcement, maybe throw him in for 10 minutes, see if he can help a little bit. And I mean, maybe the fact that they're signing a 10-day makes you believe that they think Russell Westbrook's nearing a return. So, I mean, that could be a good sign. Everyone's, really wants, as the trade deadline comes, a big move. And I think they maneuvered themselves to be able to make it. I still don't know if they're going to. They do have the flexibility to maybe go out and get somebody.
Right, something to watch for sure. All right, when we talk about looking ahead, let's look at the schedule because reinforcements of any kind could be helpful coming up on with the schedule they've got coming up. A couple brutal stretches here.
They got a back-to-back coming up. Thursday night they're in Houston, TNT game. Houston probably wants a little revenge because I mean they came to Oklahoma City without Westbrook, a couple weeks ago, and they Thunder slammed them. And then you got a back-to-back. You come back here on Friday night against the Warriors, who are the hottest team in basketball. I think they're something like 12-2 since Andre Iguodala came back. They're getting some buzz as a possible contender, so that's going to be an interesting one. And then moving into next week, you have a Blazers Spurs back-to-back. So those are probably the 4 biggest contenders, besides maybe the Clippers, you're going to face in the next 5-6 games.
It's survival right now for the Thunder, definitely.
No doubt.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere, newsok.com, and every day in the Oklahoma.